Karua, campaigning in Marafa on 25th of November last year, you said, ukiangalia wagombeaji wengine utakuta kwamba ile ardhi ya jamii yao ni kama nusu ya Kenya. Ndiyo. Ukimpelekea mtu kama huyo kura yako, ataweza kutatua matatizo ya ardhi kweli?
Hiyo ni kweli kabisa, na vile nilikuwa na maanisha ni ya kwamba, for instance, my friend Uhuru Kenyatta, the family is one of the largest, if not the largest, landowners in Kenya. And if it comes to resettlement of squatters, we'll be targeting idle land, seeking to compensate the owners where appropriate. And I do honestly believe, even as I stand here, that for that reason, such a person would be less suited to implement the what people expect of the land, whatever. So those are the issues that I was talking about. I will not stand here and deny something I have said.
Mr. Kenyatta, do you own, or your family at least, own half of Kenya? And what do you have to say about what Ms. Karua just talked about?
I think I'll begin by saying I'd be very keen for my honorable sister here to take me to that land, because then maybe I can begin doing something about it. First and foremost, this issue of land is a very emotive issue in Kenya. And unfortunately, the manner in which it has been handled has not been a very professional or a manner that is really seeking to find solutions. What makes me happy today is the fact that we today, under our new constitution, have a National Land Commission, which therefore means we have an independent body that is not tied to anybody or answerable to anybody, that is supposed to help us resolve and bring about a solution to the land question, allowing Kenyans for the first time to move to find the land answer. We, as a Jubilee coalition, have in very big detail laid out how we intend to deal with the land question, by providing the land answer, by ensuring that the Independent Land Commission is given full support to execute its mandate. I have said very clearly that that mandate does not involve putting anybody aside. Everybody must stand and be ready to be investigated. Everybody who has been accused of impropriety, the Land Commission should deal with it, starting with myself. But I'd like to remind you, till to date, save for the rumors that have been peddled around, nobody has ever pointed out and said that I have been involved in impropriety in land anywhere in this country.
So how much land does your family own? Because there is a contention here. Some people saying it's half the country. Some people have said 500,000. Probably tonight is an opportunity for you to clear this matter once and for all.
My family and myself own land. And I personally also own land. And we consider land to be a factor of production. We have not in any place acquired any land illegally, except through willing buyer, willing seller, and to use it as a means of production to boost our own economy. And that is what we have been doing and have established and are on record. The Honorable Prime Minister has mentioned the fact that land is not an issue, is an issue, that we have these extensive tracts of land, half provinces. Today my sister is talking about half the country. He has been in charge of this government for the last 5 years as Prime Minister. The Minister of Lands was appointed by him. To date, there is nothing that they have put forward to prove those justifications.
Prime Minister, Mr. Raila Odinga, he says that you have been quite literally in charge of the lands ministry. You've been saying, recently you said in Kapenguria, that he should give some land to IDPs, and yet the Minister for Lands, James Orengo, is directly supervised, actually appointed by yourself. What have you done? It's been 5 years. Why haven't you taken him to court?
Well, Joe, let me begin by saying that I believe that in this country there is enough land for each one of its needs, but there is not enough land for each one's greed. land, as you know, was at the center of the struggle for independence of this country. It is a shame that today you go to the coast and you find people there squatters in their own ancestral land. They don't have titles. The same thing you find in Central Province and also in the Rift Valley. This issue was never settled. That's why it has remained contentious up to now. What we did was first to have the legal framework, the new constitution, which has got a very elaborate chapter on land. Secondly, we now have also a national land policy, also developed through the stewardship of my Ministry of Land. Then we also have now a National Land Commission. So we now have a legal framework to deal with these issues of land policy. And we are saying that the Commission will be enabled to work independently. Ask yourself, why did the President refuse to gazette or to appoint the commissioners all this time, despite the fact that even the court ordered him to do so? Because of vested interests. Vested interests who do not want to see proper reforms on land. And these interests are somewhere else. We are not saddled with issues of land. We have got people here running for this in these elections who have got cases. My brother has got cases, issues on land ownership. There are others who have got cases in land. You cannot allow hyena to protect your goats. And that's why you're saying that we are better.
Your time is up. I believe your brother you're referring to is Mr. Kenyatta. Please.
Thank you. I've just heard my good brother Raila say that I have many cases pending before court. I'd like him maybe just to cite a few.
Mr. Odinga.
I didn't get that, brother.
Yes, he's